Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today I'm replacing a couple of parts on this phonograph. Our head shell is broken, and this one here you can see, and this comes off. And a lot of the higher end turntables, these do come off, and unfortunately this is broken. So I went online and I found an aftermarket one to replace it, and it's right here. The quality is not exactly the same, of course. It is an aftermarket, but it will do the job. Basically, I'm going to take these two screws out here and replace the cartridge and put it in here, and then put the 4 wires in. The 4 wires are the same color, the same configuration. The pins are the same, so it is the correct configuration. It's just not as beefy as the original one, but it will do the job in a pinch. A lot of times you can't get these anymore, so these are like the aftermarket and replacement ones. And this is what it looks like. Came with all the pins and everything all together. You just pop these in and out. Really simple to do. The two screws. You just, and those two. The reason why they have the screws are alignment for the head weight, so you can adjust the arm pitch and all that kind of stuff. So we'll get into that in a few minutes. So we're going to change this. That's number one. So let's move that to the side. And number two, let me take off the platter here. Is that, of course, it's so old that the belt disintegrated and it's actually sitting on the turntable. You can see it all bits and pieces here. So I have to clean this all off and some alcohol. It's real sticky and gummy. That's what happens to these rubber belts. They just get sticky and gummy. And these pop off pretty easy. You just got to wiggle them off. And when you put them on, it's super easy to install. That's why they have these holes here. I'll show you how to do that in a minute. And you just basically pop it on, and then we're just going to sink it down, tap it down real lightly, and I'll just reseat it back in here so it won't pop off. So that's simple. That's what we're going to do today. We're going to replace these two things. So don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Appreciate your time. Let's get to the video. Okay, so hopefully all I really need is just a small screwdriver here and maybe a needle nose pliers just to remove the pins out of the old cartridge. And that's should be pretty easy to do. Hopefully they just come right out. Let's just see. So let's make a configuration. Let's just, I also recommend taking some photos so you know where the pins are going to go when you change the head, when you're going to put the new head on. Also, another thing I did, just made a quick diagram and just put the configuration where it says white, blue, and red and green on the pins. That way I can see the pin configuration on the cartridge. And that way you have also a diagram. I think this might be easier because I'm using the phone to record. So this might be easier. So I got my diagram all set to go. I'm going to pull these pins off, and they should just slide right out pretty easy. Shouldn't be too difficult. They just come right out. Let's see. Oh, yeah, see, they just slide right off. So that's easy. See that? They just come right out. And the new ones, hopefully, will slide in just as easy. All right. So that's the old one. So now, and I also separated the pin colors to each side of the cartridge. So we know the cartridge is going to go like this. So that matches up nicely. And we're just going to take out the old cartridge, and so it's got the two screws, as you can see here, and so a small screwdriver should take care of that. And let's see, and yeah, they come right off loose, real easy. Okay, move that to the side, just like that. And there's a couple little washes. Just make sure you save everything. Like this comes off here, this comes off there, and that just comes off there. You can see how that just comes right off the head. It's just, and there's a little backing plate on here. We'll put the backing plate. Now, I think we'll use the same plate, and we're just gonna place it on the new one. Okay, that's one. And let's get the second one in. And it was set all the way to the back, so I'm just gonna do the same configuration, set it to the back, and then we can adjust the cartridge as we need to. There's also a counterweight in the back of the arm that you can also adjust as well. So let's just see here. Okay, put this all the way to the back. Set this up correctly so it matches. Everything is good. And then we're just gonna snug it down, not too tight. You don't want to break it. Just like that. Just snug once, snug twice, and that is on there. So you can see now we have the arm installed. And basically all you have to do now is just get these wires installed on the side of the pins. And I just used my needle nose, and once I got them on, and just to push them in as far as I could to the end of the cartridge. And just like you see here, I'll give you an example. There's this green one here. Just get your needle nose in there and just like push it forward a little bit just to make sure it's seated, and it is. It looks good. And you can see, oops, sorry, what you see all around. Hopefully you can see. And this will just slide into the cartridge arm itself. I already tested it. It does fit. and here is the broken one. Now, the hardest part of this job is getting that old gunk off, and it's going to be difficult. It's wicked sticky, and it's awful to deal with. So I'm going to use probably try a knife and just like kind of scrape it off, or let's see what I have here in my utilities. A little knife I have. Let's see how easy it is to get this off. So it's just gonna have to work at it. This is a process. Gonna have to just see. You can just see how it's just coming off. See how that's happening, just like that. Just take your time and just work with it, just like you see here. That's the easiest way to just get it off without making a huge mess. As you can see, it's like jelly. I mean, look at this thing. That's like garbage. All right, put it to the side. And let's continue down. So I'm just going to work all around this, get this ready. I'm going to just fast forward some of this right to the end, and then get this all cleaned up. A little alcohol, just get the residue off the actual metal itself, so the new belt won't stick to it. Get this all cleaned off, get it cleaned, and then I'm going to show you how to install it on your turntable. Alcohol is it's a surfactant, and it breaks down this type of material. It cleans the platter, and you can just see. Hopefully, you can see some of that. Just want to get all that gunk off, because you don't want the new belt to ride on that and get stuck or start picking up some of that old residue. You don't want that. So I'm going to go ahead and continue cleaning this, get this already prepared. Then I'll show you how to install the belt. The platter all clean, ready to go. I got the turntable back. So we're going to install the belt. So I got the belt here. I'll leave a link down below for all this stuff in the description right below, so you can take a look at that. And you can order that yourself. It's really easy to do. You don't have to send it out, honestly. It's not that complicated. So the first thing you want to do is just get the belt on the platter. Get it wrapped around there. Make sure it's flat, just like you see here. It's flat all around. And the reason why they have these holes here is that you can grab that, and these two fingers hold this, and you can actually just take this and just wrap it right around the motor. The motor is right here, and it just pops on the motor, and that just turns the drive, and the drive controls all the functions here. That's pretty much how it works. It's pretty simple. So let's do that. Hopefully you can see. Take this here. I'm going to drop it on the platter, just like you see. And here's my finger on the belt. And now that belt is installed, just like that. Now, I just want to just tap this down and get this seated so it won't pop off if you're going to ship this or something like that. You don't want this to pop off. So I'm just going to get a small little hammer and just tap this around. If you have a socket works the best for this to give it even pressure, and just tap it a little bit. And that should be seated. Yep, that's not going to get off. Another tap. And that's on there pretty good. That's not going to come off now. That is all set to go. So hopefully it goes on pretty easy. You know, it's not factory. When I first installed, I did dry test it. You just had to wiggle it around and just get the pins lined up, and it just goes right in, just like you see there. And then lock this down, and that is installed. The belt on, I put a record on. Let's just do a dry run and see how it works. Let's hit the play button. That'll go play. I'm going to keep the arm up and just see how the travel works. Take a look at all that. Nice. It'll drop down at the needle point. Perfect. Let's run it like it's going through the whole record. Let's go that. At the end, it should automatically just return. It'll pick up and go back. All right, so that's working correctly. It should shut off on its own. We have eject, we have repeat, different size phonograph, and speed. Interesting. Very cool. Yeah, this is a Onkyo turntable CP1037F. That is the name and manufacturer. All right, I'm going to pop a record. I'm going to get this hooked up and see how it sounds. I just want to see if it plays and has sound. So we'll hit the play button. I had to realign the head, and that's what you have these two screws for, so you can pitch that needle a little bit in more to the record. It was falling off of it. And now I readjusted it, and it should be falling perfectly, and it'll drop perfectly, and it should work correctly now, and just should be good. And that's how you do it. Really, really simple, guys. Real easy. There's a little crackling. That's the old school sound. You can hear a little hum in the background, so it's just not hooked up correctly. But it is playing. Beautiful. Let's get another part of the record. Let's go faster. Let's get this going a little quicker. Make sure it just picks up at the end, and that's pretty much it, guys. Super easy. Change the head, change the belt, do it yourself. And that was finished. It should go to the end, picks up, and goes home just like it should. All right, perfect, guys. All right, so I hope you learned how to do these two things. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Appreciate it as always. This is a fantastic deal. You can find these, fix these yourself, or just repair it on your own if you need to. Works great. Appreciate your time. Don't forget to subscribe and like. It means a lot to me, guys. I have 6.5 million views on my channel, and it's all because of you, and I really appreciate that. There'll be links down below for these products, and also there should be some links over here as well. Thanks for watching, and have a great day.